I was in a hotel room that smelled like bleach and burnt coffee when my phone vibrated. One message from my neighbor. Check your backyard camera. Now. No hello. No explanation. My thumb hovered. I remember thinking, this is how disasters announce themselves. Now, quietly, digitally. The feed loaded. At first, I didn't understand what I was seeing. The camera angle was wrong. Too wide, too calm. Then I saw the tree. My tree? The one I built the swing on last summer. My daughter was tied to it. Rope around her wrists, ankles fixed. Small body pulled tight against bark that looked suddenly sharp, predatory. Her face was red, screaming, but the audio didn't carry. It never does when you need it most. My father-in-law leaned into frame, laughing. Sticky hands. A plastic jar tipped upside down. Honey slid over her hair, her shoulders, her skin. He said something. I read his lips. Let's see how long until the ants come. My wife stepped into view next. Calm, focused. Dragging out a lawn chair like she was setting up for a sunset. She sat, smiled. Behind them, family gathered. 12 people. Phones out. Someone pointed at the ground. Someone else raised cash. I didn't scream. That part surprised me. Something colder took over. Heavy, precise. Like a vault door sealing shut. I checked the timestamp. 43 minutes earlier. I was 3 states away. I made the first call without thinking. My lawyer answered on the second ring. I told him exactly what to pull, who to call, what to freeze. The second call took longer. It always does when you're dialing a number. You promised yourself you'd never use again. While the line rang, I kept watching. My daughter thrashed, then slowed. Her mouth kept moving. Begging, maybe. My wife crossed her legs. That was when the memories started rearranging themselves. Her insistence on moving closer to her parents. The way discipline in that house felt. Performative. The jokes about toughening her up. The looks I'd ignored because love prefers convenience over clarity. I had mistaken compliance for peace. The voice on the other end of the line finally picked up. I gave an address, a name. Then I hung up. Only then did my hands start shaking. Not from fear, from timing. Because 45 minutes is a long time, unless you know exactly who's on their way, and why they don't like witnesses. The camera kept running. That's the thing about recordings. They don't look away when you do. At minute 44, my phone buzzed again. This time it wasn't a message. It was a notification. Motion detected. Front driveway. Black SUVs rolled in without sound. No sirens, no lights, just gravity. The family froze like a bad photograph. My father-in-law stood up too fast. My wife followed, confusion cracking her face for the first time. Someone laughed nervously. Someone else reached for a phone. Men stepped out. Plain clothes, calm, purposeful. One of them held up a badge. Another didn't bother. The ropes were cut first. My daughter collapsed into a jacket, lifted off the ground before her knees hit dirt. She was gone from the frame in seconds. No drama, no shouting, efficiency. That's when panic arrived. My wife started yelling, her voice sharp. Practiced. Accusations, threats, the usual performance. She reached for my father-in-law like he could still fix things. He couldn't even meet the camera. I watched as a tablet was placed on the patio table. My name filled the screen. Then documents, trust records, guardianship clauses, assigned emergency custody transfer triggered. The moment my lawyer filed the footage, my wife's mouth opened. Closed, opened again. She shook her head like denial could reverse timestamps. One of the men gestured toward the tree, toward the jar, toward the people holding cash. Another man read charges calmly, like a grocery list. Child endangerment, conspiracy, aggravated abuse. They started separating people. Cuffs appeared. Quiet clicks. My father-in-law cried, loudly, ugly. My wife didn't. She just stared at the tablet. At my signature. At the line she'd missed years ago in the prenup. The one about moral turpitude. The one her father's lawyer told her not to worry about. I leaned back on the hotel bed. For the first time since the message arrived, I exhaled. Later, my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. She's safe, the voice said. Hospital. Non-life-threatening. She asked for you. I closed my eyes. Not in relief, in confirmation. By morning, every account tied to my wife's family was frozen. By noon, the footage was everywhere it needed to be, and nowhere it could be spun. They tried calling. I didn't answer. There was nothing left to explain. That night, I watched the camera one last time. The backyard was empty. The tree stood alone. I turned the feed off. Some people think revenge looks like rage. They're wrong. It looks like preparation, paperwork, and the patience to wait 45 minutes while monsters expose themselves on camera. I didn't lose my family that day. I recovered my daughter. And everything else, I let rot where it stood.